If you told me a few years ago that we would be having Chinese developers banning creators from talking about politics or feminist propaganda or these agendas, I'd be astonished. But now here we are with these same people getting the exact same treatment that they've been doing for the past years onto everybody else. Because these people's worlds, they revolve around their own little agendas, their narratives. And if that is not included into the media that they're consuming, they're going to hate it. And that is what we're seeing. We're seeing people side with the developers of this game that reside in China. And we know the country of China and their treatment of their citizens. I'm not going to get into all of that. Instead of the journos. And we've seen countless of times where you have people such as over at Screen Rant talking about how this game lacks DEI. Essentially having a whole section in Screen Rant's review talking about the lack in DEI if you scroll down. And the thing is, they're trying to hide it so they can minimize the backlash that they're going to get. But then again, they are absolutely failing at that. And before we get into the article, please like or dislike. It doesn't matter. It helps the channel, and I much appreciate it. Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science reportedly bans content creators from including politics and feminist propaganda. Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science has reportedly banned content creators who were given a game key from including politics and feminist propaganda, among other things, in their content surrounding the game. You also have to remember that the devs reside in China, the country that has mass censorship, and even if they did want to include these agendas, these narratives, feminist, blah, 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 this and that, they would probably have to face a lot of scrutiny over there and regulation, and perhaps even have to change up their game completely in order to remove that content if they try to include it. That's the thing that these people don't remember. They care more about diversity rather than what is going on at another country, which is absolutely insane to me. Continues on. A screenshot of what appears to be some sort of content agreement was shared to X by legal analyst Andrew Esquire, aka Legal Mindset. The agreement informs content creators that they cannot insult other influencers or players, and that they are not to use any offensive language or humor. It then notes they cannot include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. Furthermore, it also bans trigger words such as quarantine or isolation or COVID-19 and prevents creators from discussing content related to China's game industry policies, news, etc. And what's funny to me is that the devs foresaw this and included the banning of feminist propaganda. You can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness. Black Myth Wukong and its developers at Game Science have been subject to a smear campaign from numerous media outlets, including IGN, The Guardian, and GameSpot. And this whole situation, I think, is going to unfold very similar to how Hogwarts Legacy played out, with the crap ton of copies that game sold and broke record-breaking numbers for a game, making over $2 billion in revenue. I think that is what's going to happen with this game if it's received well at the start. Again, a lot of review copies are coming only on the PC side of things. Who knows how the console side of things is going to be? It could be an absolute disaster of a launch because this is Game Science's first AAA game ever to be released, and they still have yet to even make physical releases of the game, which I'm probably going to be waiting for. But this is what happens when people complain about the lack of diversity, DEI requirements. You're starting to attract more and more eyes to the game's development and release date, causing people to want to buy it and play it just to make the other side mad. And that is exactly what happened with Hogwarts Legacy, and that is probably what's going to happen with this game. IGN's Rebecca Valentine and Ki Hoon Chang initially ran an article accusing the developers of sexism. The duo reported several posts have surfaced from Chinese social media site Weibo, written by individuals from the studio that contain multiple references to genitalia and sexual innuendos. And once again, she was called out for essentially making a terrible translation by these social media posts, and that was settled. And at the end of the day, a lot of these gaming journos and these people that want DEI in their content, they expect everyone else to eat that crap up just as they've consumed it and want more of it. But that's the thing. They expect other people to think the way that they do, but that isn't the way that it is. And again, this is probably going to be a giant hit for Game Science, and it's probably going to break records if everything releases at launch smoothly. And with all that in mind, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.